Hello guys, so I was thinking about making this video a long time ago because I've been searching and studying how to make the proper DIY battery on 18650 cells, and I think I got it right after watching a lot of videos on YouTube and studying capacity, volts, amps, series, parallel, all the shenanigans. I came to this setup that I think it's the best. This way you can make the best DIY battery pack ever. It has a few things to think about. You need to study the batteries. Okay, you won't just put them all together, or you have to study the way to do it, and that's how you make the perfect pack. Doesn't have to be about branding. You don't have to follow that many rules. You have to follow the energy rules. So first of all, you need to measure all cells, and by saying measuring all cells, not just the capacity but the internal resistance as well, because that's when you're gonna have a cell that is going to give you some hard time. If it has a lot of internal resistance, it's not going to work out among the other cells, and that is going to be the cell that are going to give you headaches. So on my cells, I have 88 cells because I'm intending to make an 8S11P. I mean, they're going to be two 4S's, but in series, so I'm gonna end up with an 8S11P configuration. So 28 of those cells are from 2400 milliamps to 2500. Okay, and these are the ones here. So they go all the way to 2499. So 2500 milliamps. And then I have 60 cells from 2500 to 2600. They are refurbished, but they are good cells. So the best that we have here is that we don't have a big gap. So you don't have like a cell of 1400 and 3000. So the gap it's less than 200 milliamps, right? 24 to 26, so they are good cells, good capacity, and the gap is not that big. So you start by measuring everything. I started by getting the capacity and the voltage at the time, so I didn't worry about charging all of them to 4.1. And if you want to extend your life battery, don't charge it to 4.2 volts. Charge it till 4.1 and they will last for longer. So I got the voltage there, and all of these with the dots, they are LG cells. To be honest, they are the best cells in all of these 88. They just don't miss. So they are refurbished, I said that before. They didn't lost any voltage on a month time. So that's one of my first advices to you, is that you measure, and a month after you go and you do the same. Like this one here, it's one of the purple ones. The purple ones were the only group of cells that lost like a tenth of a volt. So, like for instance, like this first one, 2433 milliamps. So this one here was on 3 volts 23, and after a month went to 311, so we lost like 12 tenths of a volt. It's not that big deal. Okay, 12, another 12, you got 8, 11, 9, 9, 13. Okay, all of these cells are the purple ones. I could just not use them, but it's not that big a deal with just this amount of dropping. Okay, all of the other cells, they just maintain. All the ones that you don't see a lowest value here on the right, they just kept their energy, and that is one of the things you need to do in order to check the cells. You need to be patient, and you need to study the cells. Study the cells, because if I wanted to make like for instance I don't know, like here I have cells with the same capacity. Okay, they are different. This is LG, this is a refurbished one. Even the shrink wrap is not the original, but I could make like a power bank with these two, or I could make a power bank with these two. LG, same capacity, same discharge. So that's why I say that you should study the cells. You can always find other smaller projects to use them. Remember to recycle the ones that have a big internal resistance. Just recycle them. Take the shrink wrap and put it on the plastic, and then you recycle the cell. Okay, don't throw them on the bin, because it's not nice to the environment, to the planet. After that, since I have 88 cells and I want to use the 88 cells, what I have done is, with this principle here, right, you have from 1 to 9, and if you get 1 and 9, you get 10. If you get 2 and 8, you get 10. If you get 3 and 7, you get 10. If you get 4 and 6, you get 10. So, starting on that rule, you can build a battery like this. So all of the groups, I'm going to show you in a minute, but all of the groups, they are 27,000 milliamps, right? And all of the 8 groups, the difference between the lowest and the highest is just 210 milliamps, which would be just perfect. But since I told you how to make the best battery pack ever, we need to do some adjustments here. I know this is kind of being super perfect, and maybe you don't need that, right? With 200 milliamps is more than enough. All of the series are kind of balanced, but you could, like this here, you just add all of the 8 values, you come to this number, you divide it by 8, and you get the average. So if all the groups, if all the parallel groups add 27,781 milliamps, they would all be just exactly the same, all balanced. So this is how you do it. I just forgot about those 27,000, because they're all the same. I just add the hundreds. I got to this value, I divided by 8, and that's the medium value you need to reach if you want to be just super intellectual, super perfect with your battery pack. So the goal is 27,780 milliamps. We might drop some amps here, and we put it there where we need to raised by 30 amps. Maybe we check this one, we need to get it down on 35 amps, so we might just swap one battery into these two groups. And the way you do it on that principle of getting the lowest and the highest is the way I've done it, since I want an 11 parallel configuration, and it's not an even number, right? It's odd 11. If it was even, I would, like, imagine you want to get eight cells, you get 4 of the highest and 4 of the lowest, and you get those 8 cells. Since I'm making this on 11 parallel, I just grab 5 of the lowest cells and 6 of the highest cells. On the next group, I went the other way around. I grabbed 6 of the lowest cells and 5 of the highest cells. Then I went back to the first way. 5 of the lowest cells, 6 of the highest cells. And by doing that, you just keep everything balanced, because you're gonna meet in the middle, you know. You just are adding from one point to the other one, so you're gonna meet in the middle. Of course, that it really helps that all of the cells, they don't have a large gap, so they just difference from 200 milliamps, and that is great. So on the first one, I got 5 of the lowest cells. Again, like this. I got those 5, and I got 6 of the highest capacity. And by doing that, so I got 6 here, put it there, another 2, and another 2. By doing this 11 cell group, so this first series, it will have 27,733 milliamps. I'm just gonna go and carry on. Now I'll get 6 of the lowest one and 5 of the highest one. By doing that, I'll be able to get this super balanced 8S11 parallel battery. Beside that, what I can tell you, I'm not gonna talk about the batteries are really good, but the shipping was crap, and I'm getting refund by eBay because the seller is just not answering, and the package just came open. And so for £9 for 4.5 kilos, this is really bad. This is poor packaging. So the box just came open. The DPD, the Chronopost guy, just delivered the box open, and there were some cells missing. So the cells are really good. I tested them, but I cannot advise you to buy from Energy Cells. What else? Don't forget all of the other rules, like safety and spot welding instead of soldering the cells, protect the groups, but